give everybody just a few minutes to join. We have a very, very, very special episode today. We're creating our own podcast too. Did I tell you all that? Not yet? Okay. So we'll give everybody just a couple of minutes, but we are so excited to have you both. We are doing another live Q&A with Dr. Bharat Sangani talking about our Life as a Business mentorship program. And we are very excited to have a special guest. So we'll get to that in just a second. But how are you guys?
Can't complain.
Yeah. Did you have a good New Year?
Christmas, New Year, everything kind of blend into one. And with COVID around, can't tell the difference. It's Groundhog Day every day.
Yeah. It's been, actually, I got to spend time with my family, which was really nice because I haven't seen all my sisters and everything like that. If you're wondering, so first off, welcome to Life as a Business live Q&A. If you're not live right now, it's totally okay. Just make sure you continue to watch it afterwards. We replay it over and over, and you can still have the opportunity to send all your questions in. So everybody that sent in questions last week, thank you so much. We're going to answer some of those questions today, not all of them, but we will answer some of them for sure. So we do have a very special guest today, and Doc, I would like for you to introduce her.
Oh, so I'm going to introduce you?
No.
She has been our guest every time. So she's always very special to us, and no episode should go without me thanking her for what she truly has imbibed this theory, the philosophy, and truly made a mission to make this a successful event. But on the special guest side, we have a very unique individual here. She calls herself Nili Sangani, and she usually calls herself my daughter, and I accept that charge sometimes, and I refute that charge other times. Most of the times I'm okay letting her call me as my daughter. But it's amazing to see her progress, and I'm extremely proud of her where she is in her life today, and truly has given me a lot of strength and belief and motivation to keep expanding what I'm doing, because I'm creating a team mainly solely based on her being there as the center focus, and I'm very happy that she agreed to come today and join us to share some of our views and answer some of the questions that have come in. Mm-hmm. She did a fantastic job of asking questions, and cannot thank all of you. I just cannot imagine the value of social media, what we are getting exposure to the entire world, and how from different countries, different states, different cities, these questions are coming. I feel very honored, and please keep your questions coming so we can keep answering, and hopefully we are bringing value. I guess this is weeks after weeks, questions keep coming, so looks like we do bring value to our listeners and audience.
We do. So Nili, will you tell us, so welcome.
Yes, thank you.
I love that you're here, and this is going to be a lot of fun today, but Nili, will you tell us a little bit about just you and everything that you do, just all the awesomeness?
Well, first and foremost, thank you both so much for having me. And Doc, I usually refer to my dad as Doc in a business context, and Dad when we're at home, but right now we're at home, so it's all very confusing. Doc. But Doc, if you ever need a reminder of whether I'm your daughter or not, my mom is just behind the screen, so she can always remind you of that very, very salient fact. But no, it's such an incredible journey, and I think so much of my life and how I've grown up has been family values, and those values have been primarily instilled by my parents. And so I grew up in this context of meritocracy and working hard and proving yourself and your worth in society by what you give back to society. And so Doc being a cardiologist, I always was inspired by that. And then to see him move into this field of real estate, I knew I didn't want to study forever. It was not my goal in life. I wanted to get out there and help grow his business. And I knew that from a very young age. I had a passion in real estate. And so I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps. And what was incredible about it was I got to watch the company grow right before my eyes. When people ask me, when did I start working at Encore? I say, well, Encore was founded in 1999, so when I was 9 years old. Right. That's really when I started in this business and really imbibing the culture and philosophy of Doc, and then by extension Encore. And a lot of kids, when you look at kids and family business, you think, okay, well, why do you want to work with one of the most annoying people on a daily basis in your life at times? And
I'm feeling honored.
It's really a function of the fact that this man, I can say unequivocally, lives his life by those principles that he wants to convey through this program. And because those principles are aligned with his actions, and because those ethics are aligned with his actions, I always knew that I could participate in this business and have a meaningful impact on it. And so I joined. I did a bunch of other things, which maybe we can get into at some point in this call, but eventually, early last year, I created my own company called Ignite Investments. I'm the senior managing director, aka boss lady of that company. And it's been a real pleasure to lead a team and grow a business of my own and have Doc as a mentor of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome, just think about it. It's the most amazing thing to not only have like your dad. I know working with families are not always easy, but it's amazing to have him as your mentor. As you guys have, worked together and lived together and things like that, what's been the biggest takeaway from everything? Just starting your own business, how has he helped elevate that experience for you?
So it's really interesting. Everyone always thinks that Doc puts his opinions into everything, but it's quite the opposite. He's really allowed me to go in there and struggle through it, baptism by fire to a certain degree. And then when I needed his help, I say, I need your help. And that communication of when do you need help and when do you not in a mentorship type relationship is really important. And that's not to say we haven't had our struggles in that, especially as I was growing up. And I think the key to that has always been the honesty factor. It's like the brutal honesty and transparency between two people, particularly in a father-daughter context, has been hugely beneficial for, I feel, the both of us. Because without that type of honesty, even though what you might say may not be the most pleasant to the other person and vice versa, I just think is so critical to the evolution of that relationship, as well as recognizing your child as an adult as they continue to grow and giving different goalposts that I can both feel autonomous, but also know that I have someone there to support me if needed. So I think that's really been takeaways from our relationship.
No, that's really good. I know Doc gives his daughters a very hard time all the time, but when they're not around, but when they're not around, the things that he says about them and his family and everything, it's, if you want to know the heart behind somebody, it's that family value.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
And he makes it. I love his family just before I even met them because of the way that he speaks about them.
Just give one example, and this is a true story. I got a gold medal in my MD exam out of 615 students in the entire university, and I come home. That's a lifetime achievement kind of thing. Gold medal in MD exam. So I come home and my dad is sitting across the desk, and I said, "Dad, I got the gold medal." So he looks at me and said, "What did you get gold medal in?" So I said, "I got the gold medal in anatomy." He said, "Okay. So how many subjects were there?" So I said, "Anatomy, physiology, and obstetric gynecology." He said, "Okay. So you didn't get the gold medal in the other two subjects." And I was my motivation just went away. And I said, what is he doing to me? everybody's celebrating me outside, and he's just saying, "Oh well, that you just lost 2 games, so you just got 1." So I walk out and just dejected, and then I forgot something in the room, and I went back. You know what I saw? He had 2 phones in his 2 years. He was calling everybody.
Everybody to
My
let him
son
know."
got the gold medal. My son got the gold medal. He said, "I got it now," and they are no different than what my dad treated me.
Yeah.
But I hope that has helped.
I think it has. I mean, the relationship that this program, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about the Life as a Business program. I also want to talk a little bit more about Ignite Investments. But if you haven't had the opportunity, please make sure you go visit the website. Make sure you're following all socials, obviously, but make sure you go to the website. It's bharatsangani.com and check out the Life as a Business program. We have a ton of different opportunities for you, as well as tons of information. And that's where a lot of these questions are coming from. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transition. And we have divided up your questions. Now, Nilly, when we posted that you were going to be on this, we actually had 30, I think it was 32 or 33 people send in questions about investments, but then also what it is to be a woman in an industry and being a boss. So like, I was so excited to get to ask you these. So Doc's going to get to ask you those. So if you guys are game for it, Nilly, you have the first 5 to 6 questions that people are wanting to know from Doc. And I thought it'd be fun if we could switch back and forth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll take the first one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. Bill from Oklahoma asks, what has been your greatest accomplishment yet?
First of all, I still consider myself not accomplished anything. But I'm in a journey of accomplishments. And we can probably divide that, one on the philosophical aspect and one accomplishment journey on the financial aspect. The philosophical aspect, I came to this country hoping to make a difference in heart disease. I was a cardiologist before I came here, and I truly wanted to do research that would make a difference in people's heart conditions. And today, I think that journey has expanded, and I couldn't get there for various reasons. I couldn't make the difference that I intended to make, but I think I found a bigger vision. I found a bigger way of participating in doing something in people's lives. I think I discovered the purpose of life, and that's what all this business is about. So I think discovering a much bigger objective than just helping people's heart, and truly find the solution, to truly find the purpose of life, and creating a program. A lot of people teach a lot of people a lot of things, and books are out and workbooks are out. The program that we have created not only explains and teaches, we stay with you till you've accomplished.
Right.
And that, I think, is the biggest achievement of at least theoretically being there, and with great help from It Crowd, marketing company, etc., and Neely and the other groups of people who have helped me. I think that is going to be one of the biggest accomplishments when the journey comes to an end, or a full stop, or a comma.
Right.
On the financial side, obviously, God has been very kind to us. We have done very well personally for myself, although my daughters always think I'm the biggest diva on the earth. I truly believe I'm the very low demanding individual personally, and I can probably live with $50 a month with Subway sandwiches, or now Smita has found some salads that I can live on. But put that aside, very satisfied financially, personally. I think we have done very well for the family. And the next group is the employees, the friends and the family, extended family. I think we have done some level of wealth distribution. We have made few millionaires in the company. We are one of the finest year last year, 2020, and we spent several $1 million to our employees. So I believe that I want to bring financial value starting from home, family, extended family, employees, city, country, in the world.
Right.
So I'm in that process, and I'm here. So that's my ultimate achievements. It's a long answer to a short question, but I thought I needed to do a justice to the question.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree. And I think too, we've talked a lot, and I just talked to you yesterday, and you're already on track to having your best year yet, and it's only the first to second week of January. And I think that comes from all those seeds that are being sown throughout the year. So I think that the next question that comes up, Nili, I'm going to let you go ahead and ask the next couple of questions, but I think it ties into what he was just talking about as well.
Sure. So Matthew from California asks, I've looked up your business and I would like to know specifically, oh, this is not the right question.
It's okay.
Excuse me. I'm going to switch here. Betty from Fort Worth, Texas asks, how did you make the leap from being a doctor into real estate and now into mentorship programs?
It's an evolution by design. When maybe it can go even further, one step. How did I even become a doctor? And I was just telling the group this morning that I think I was in the 5th grade, and I went with my dad to a doctor's office, and he made him wait, like all the doctors do. Keep the patient waiting. Not me, but most doctors do. In fact, in our company, if you wait for more than 15 minutes, we give you a free movie tickets. Now it's a different discussion that we own the movie theater, but we still get you a free movie ticket if you wait for more than 15 minutes in my office. But having said that, my dad looked at me and said, "You look halfway decent. Why don't you become a doctor and don't let anybody wait in your office?" And that's how I became a doctor. But then I was working 24/7 as a cardiologist. I was only board certified cardiologist in the area where I was practicing in Gulfport, Mississippi. And I knew that no human body can take the toll for the rest of their lives. So then also it is a little harder way to make money. I think there must be an easier way to make money. And business runs in our community. We are Gujaratis and we come from the western side of India. And then wherever you put us, we find business. So business was very simple. So that made a transition and to real estate. And you probably should look at my video why I think real estate is one of the best businesses on earth. So that, and then when you accomplish those thoughts that into reality and the bigger picture, the spiritual part that you are on the earth to make a difference, if you can make a difference, then gets over it. You are now not managing your checkbook every single day and say, what is the purpose of being on this earth? Can I bring value to others? And that slowly gravitated to this mentorship program. And that's the mission now of my life.
Yeah, and I'm like covered in goosebumps right now. Just because the heart is why I fell in love with this program and this family and the organization. And something incredible is it's very rare that you find people who are not only educated and have the experience, but also take the time to learn who you are, learn your heart's desires, and learn what it is where you're struggling and how can you get through that. And not only that, this program, Doc stays with you throughout the program. Your program may end in 12 months, 30 days, 90 days, but the relationship never stops. And you won't find that anywhere else in any other program. So I love this program. And he knows that. I love this program. Let's do this. Doc, for sake of time, why don't you ask Nili a couple of the questions that people have sent in?
Yes. I'm already being envious. There are more questions for Nili than to me.
That is not true.
How did that happen? But I think besides that, I'm actually happy. I want her to accomplish a lot more than whatever little I've accomplished, and that probably would be my biggest accomplishment when I see her accomplished a lot bigger than me or anybody else on the earth, and that would be my inner desire that she accomplishes that. But Brian from Texas is asking Nili, what is the biggest misconception when it comes to investing?
Well, first, I think we should do more of these live videos because he says a lot of nice things about me.
Yes. And you have it forever.
Exactly. And it's recorded. So I'm loving this.
And every other one would be one good one about you and one bad one about you.
Yeah. No, but I actually love this question. Brian, I think this is an excellent one to ask. And I thought about it, and it's interesting. I might be calling out a few of my own investors here in this answer, but I really think one of the biggest misconceptions an investor can have is that if it's good for person X, then it's good for me. If it's good for Warren Buffett, it's good for me. If it's good for Doc, it's good for me. Because the reality is investing is so personal, and everyone has their own level of risk appetite. Everyone has their own wealth profile, liquidity, etc. And so you really have to understand what it is that you need and what you want for your life and for your financial health. And you can't simply take what another person, say Uncle Joe, who's the smartest person you know, is invested in Tesla. Okay, Tesla might be great for Uncle Joe. What's his basis in Tesla? If it goes down 30%, would he still be in the green versus if you invested today at its peak, etc.? But so often we think, oh, we want to be like this person, or we want to emulate this person, and we try to copy their investment philosophy without really doing the homework. There's no shortcuts around doing your own diligence in any investment, whether it's an expert like myself speaking about it, or whether it's Uncle Joe from the cocktail that you went to last week. And I think that is, I would say, a pretty big misconception that a lot of people hold, and our own internal psychological biases as well are at play.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. Really, really good. You want to ask for another?
Sure. Matthew from California is asking, I have looked up your business and I would like to know specifically what is your company about? It makes you stand out from most. I guess he just give you a question to
I love it.
advertise your
Here we
company.
go.
Go for it.
No, so Ignite Investments, the reason we called it Ignite is because we want to bring a spark and an energy to our business. And what our business is an investment platform that marries our investor family to very interesting ideas, investments companies, sponsors, managers that we have pre-selected. It was born out of Encore. So we started in-house within Encore Enterprises, raising money for specific projects that Encore would bring to the table. And Encore's culture is one of complete performance. There are no losers in the Encore culture, or at least that's what we strive to. There's no 60-40 strategy around 60% winners, 40% losers, you end up okay. No, 100% of the investments they take, when they measure that risk-reward ratio, they're saying, can I get an opportunistic return for a commiserate level of risk that we're comfortable taking because we're the experts. And so that culture of performance really drove the ethos of what we wanted to do in creating this investment platform that was best in class. And I think what really makes us stand out is that we prioritize the relationship over everything else. So the relationship and the education.
I was just about to say
behind. You don't have to invest with us. That is not my main objective. My objective is that if you do invest with us, you're making an educated decision about what it is that you're investing in, and that we continue to be in relationship with one another, whether it's client to the Ignite representatives, which are us, or us to our sponsors, companies, that we remain in relationship for the long term. And I think the basis of that is transparency and education. And all of my, with the exception of one, but I still love him, but most of us are women. And I think women really take pride in the quality of their relationships, and they really care deep down that their relationships with their clients are based on the mutual respect between the two people. So
and when I first met Millie and some of the team, the very first thing that popped up was the education piece. And something that she said the very first couple of times I met her has stuck. And it's one of those taglines that we've talked about is you will know what it means to invest and you will be educated in the decisions that you make. And I think that that piece alone speaks volumes on the service and the level of excellence that you guys provide. Yeah, no. Let's do this. For the sake of time, I'm going to let us just ask, Nilly, if you'll ask Doc one more of the questions just to get them in. And if your question didn't get answered, don't worry. I promise we're doing several more of these and they will all get answered. Still keep sending them in though, because it allows us to, prep and play around with the answers and things like that. So don't stop sending them. And then Nilly, if you'll ask them one more and then Doc ask her one more, and then we're going to play a little game.
Okay. I want to ask this one. Cassie from Florida asks, why is it so hard to lose weight after 40?
Oh, this is a good one. I want to hear this one.
I don't know that losing weight before 40 is any easier than after 40, but there may be some truth to it. The metabolism does grow slower as we get older, but that should not stop anybody. At the end of the day, just look at this as a bank account. If you put money in the bank account swells. And you pull money out of the bank account and don't put it in anything in, the bank account shrinks. And that's exactly what this is all about. My boss who taught me cardiology, Dr. Ralph Lack, he told me one thing, that son, if anybody tells you that this is the way to lose weight, this does not involve in restriction in calories and does not involve in exercising, either he is making a buck off of you,
right,
or he hasn't treated enough patients.
Right.
So please don't fall for these gimmicks where you can lose weight with umpteen number of calories and then zero exercise. That just is not sustainable program. It may work for a short period of time, but it's not a sustainable program. But again, don't get hung up on 40 years or 60 years or 20 years. Weight loss is not easy. It is toughest thing. I consider two things. Being a cardiologist, there are two most difficult things I have found in this world that any human being encounters. And I'll put this one even above weight loss. Second one is weight loss, and the first one is quitting smoking. Probably the hardest thing to do on the earth. So if you haven't gone that route, don't go that route. And if you are not fat, don't go that route. Because once you get fat, it's difficult to become lean again.
Once you go fat, it's hard to go back.
Is
that what we're saying?
If you start smoking, it's hard to not smoke. So it can be done though. Both things I have now achieved. By God's grace, that's this program is about.
Yep.
We are debunking the myths. And I will tell you what is the truth of 30 years that I've found out. And this program is not designed to make money. Ultimately, I'm coming from a business family, so we will always make money one way or the other. But it's not primarily designed to make money. Money is a byproduct that was taught to me by my parents. First, deliver a meaningful service that makes a difference. Deliver a meaningful product that makes a difference, and money will flow.
Right. And a part of the program, what's really great is not anyone will have the same exact program. Once you go through and you do your pre-qualifications, and if you are pre-qualified, once you applied, if you are accepted, what happens from there is you get a unique, individual, custom-made program for whatever it is that you're in need of, whatever you're trying to accomplish. So no program is the same, and that's why it's really important. When you're filling out the application, be as detailed as possible, answer all the questions honestly, because that's only going to help us take you to the next level. So Doc, why don't you ask Nilly one more question, and then we'll play a little game for our sake of time.
I think this is interesting. And I'm changing the order you wanted me to ask, but I think this is interesting. It says, Lashada from California is asking, as a woman in a leadership role, what do you find most challenging, if anything? And what advice you will give to the next woman that wants to make a stamp in this world? It's a very good
Yeah,
question.
I'm actually glad you asked that one
Mhm.
because I wanted to answer that one. You know, I think that in the context of women, self-worth and how you view yourself is number one, far and above, the most important aspect of feeling like you can conquer whatever it is in front of you. I mean, when we look at the wage gap between men and women, every woman here and every woman on this video probably understands that fact or has heard a statistic about how we get paid less on the dollar than men. So it's a systemic issue. It's not something that's our fault, but this is the world that we live in. And, you know, while we cannot all be civil rights advocates and go out and close this gap on a broader level, what we can do is be our own advocate. And that's the place that we can start. And in order to be your own advocate, you have to believe in your own abilities and yourself. And what I found is men can wake up and be like, I'm me, and that's why I'm great. Whereas, and I know I'm generalizing. I'm not saying all men are like this. I don't want people to come for me. But I'm saying that I've seen that a lot. But with women, it's like, we need that validation. We need that, and I think society reinforces that. We need that approval, whether it's from men or from someone else. We need that external validation, and I challenge everyone and challenge myself. That's actually why I have to remind myself of this, that the validation needs to come from within you and not externally, and that's what's going to let you go to your boss and ask for that raise, because nobody is going to ask for it. Nobody is going to be your own best advocate except you. And no matter how anyone tells you how wonderful you are, if you don't believe it for yourself, you really can't progress. And I think that the women who do believe that or take that leap of faith within themselves, sometimes it's a fake it till you make it situation, but people who do believe in that, I think those are the women that really do create a stamp on this world, whether it's through motherhood or through their careers or through even founding their own company. That's really what gives me, at least, or the reminder I need to give me the confidence to keep going forward.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really, really good. So I want to play a really quick game. Can we do this? We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. So something that is obviously all over all the social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. It's a question and answer game where they're with families or spouses and things like that. The fun part about it is you have to close your eyes, both of you. Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question, and you're going to point to the person that you think this is. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, who loves to run. If you're the one that loves to run, obviously point with you. Okay. A lot of the viewers we were talking about last week, a lot of them were asking, how well do they know each other? Is their father and daughter relationship really that close? Things like that. So this will be fun. So close your eyes, no cheating. Which one or who is more organized? Okay, good. Who has more patience? Who is the funny one? Yeah. Who is the better cook? Great. Who is better with their calendar and meetings? Who is better about being on time? Okay. Who is better at managing?
I think she does good too.
Yeah, good. Who has read more books?
I mean, that's not a fair question. I'm a lot older than her, so yes.
Doc, there are some people that are our age who haven't read a book yet. Who has better eating habits?
I think we both are good at eating habits.
Okay, who saves more money?
Mm.
Who is the shopper in the family?
Mm.
Who travels for work more? Who is the visionary? Who is the most sentimental? Yeah. Who drinks the most water? And who responds quicker in a text or email? Yeah, great. Okay, you guys come over here. Okay, I only got one of those wrong. But yeah, so that was just something fun. And you guys were right the entire time. You didn't miss
Really?
one question. One question. So that was just something fun. So thank you all for
No,
doing
that was very good.
Thank you guys. This is the end of our live Q&A. Make sure that you watch it. Continue to watch it. There's so many nuggets in this one video that just continues to listen, and they're pouring seed into you guys, and this is just amazing. Thank you for everybody that sent in questions. Please continue to send in your questions. We will do another live Q&A very soon. I'm hopeful to get Miss Smitha on here sometime soon, which is Doc's wife, if she allows. And but really, thank you both very, very much for being on with us today and taking time out, because we do honor your time and we do appreciate you both.
We appreciate it and love to have Smita on, because she's the real basis on which the whole building has been built. Great support system and great visionary. I just front face for her ideas behind me. So it'd be great if you can convince her to be on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we thank you, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Happy New Year. If you have any questions at all about the mentorship program, you can put it in the comments, or you can go to the website and fill out a form, and we will reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a good
you.
day.
Bye.
That was good. Good job.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah.
You
It was so fun. We good?
Yep.
Okay.
That was
awesome.
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 That was-
awesome. Awesome.